Hi, everybody. Welcome back. This is Lindsay, Ben's sister, my beautiful daughter. I hope you enjoyed the first part of this video. We were discussing the retreat that she went on, the self-love retreat. And while she was there, she journaled. And we were discussing, we thought it might be nice that she share some of her writings, because we believe there's more people out there that may feel the same way. And we want you to know that you're not alone and that those feelings can change. So is there anything you want to add, or you just wanted to read and share? And this was a couple of years ago now, right? It was 2 years ago, February 2016, because we're in 2019, 2017, right?
Was it 2017?
So
I don't know.
Just to give perspective, Ben was still a full-blown addict at that time, and
Yeah, but you had just started having a good relationship with him again.
yeah, I was working on myself.
Just starting to open up with you.
Yes, because there was a few years where we didn't talk very much at all. He would only call when he needs something. So I guess, yeah, I was 2 years ago was probably when we started working towards a better relationship. And again, I just need to repeat it. I know I've said it over and over again. We cannot control the other person. We can only control what we do. And as we educate ourselves, we learn how to deal with somebody that might have a mental health or addiction issue. So Lindsay, take it away. What would you like to share with us?
I have the journal that I used in the retreat, and one of the days we were told to really dive deep into the trauma, the biggest trauma of our life.
Oh, by the way, she told me that she had to talk about a big trauma from her childhood or from her life. I remember you telling me. And as a mom, I know some moms out there might be thinking the same thing. Oh my God, what did I do to traumatize my daughter? That was my first thought. And I think I was part of your trauma because of the situation, although I know you're going to talk about Ben.
Yeah. I don't think we should blame anyone for the trauma. It's just this situation
and how you handle
me.
it.
Exactly.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, so I'll read a part. Oh yeah, so during that day of the trauma day, we were told to journal about the biggest trauma that had happened in our life, and I realized that the experience of Ben going through addiction was traumatic for me.
Yeah, huge.
So I wrote about that, and it was the first time I was forcing myself to think about it and to write about it, but before that, my brain would just shove it aside and ignore it and try to pretend it wasn't happening, I guess.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, so that's not healthy. It built up, and anyways. So some of the things, like, I just want to share. I wrote, at the time, my brother himself would scare me with things he would talk to me about. His big theories on how everyone is in his world and how the Matrix is real. These were huge theories I couldn't take in or understand. They didn't make sense to me, and I couldn't get on his level. He would tell me horrible things he had seen, like his friend physically abusing their girlfriend, and how he would step in to protect their head from hitting the ground, but then getting yelled at by both of them. Overall, I felt guilty that I couldn't help. I felt shame for not feeling love towards my brother. There was a point in my life where I started focusing on only keeping relationships that benefited me positively, and I felt shame or guilt that I didn't want him in my life. I wanted to shut him out, even though he is my brother.
My heart.
Yeah. I felt so guilty for not loving this human who was in my life since he was born, and as kids we were best friends and we would play together and all this stuff, and I got to a point where I didn't want him in my life, and it felt so wrong because you're supposed to love your family, you're supposed to want to be around them all the time, but
and I just want to say that you're not alone in that, because as his mother, there were times where I'm like, I don't know how much more I could deal with it. I always loved him, but sometimes I hated what he was doing. And I had to really recognize it wasn't hate for him.
Yeah.
It was hate for the addiction, the mental illness. It was hate for the behavior.
Yeah, because at that time, when I'm talking about not loving my brother, it wasn't my brother, it was this other demon thing that was coming through. And like later on, when things started to get better and recovery was closer, you could see hints of the Ben I know, and like my actual brother coming through. I'm like, oh, there he is, just underneath all of this other crap.
and that's a huge thing, because what you're seeing is the addiction.
Mm-hmm.
You're not seeing the human being, and the addiction takes over.
Exactly.
And I know for me, I had to remember that Ben was in there, because I would see these little glimmers of Ben, the Ben I know and love.
Yeah.
So there is hope. Is there something else you wanted to share before we say goodbye to our beautiful people?
At the end of the journaling, we were told to express how we would go forward to heal from this. And I want to read one of the paragraphs. I wrote, "One thing I can do to help me release this is to send my brother love. I need to recognize that he didn't set out to hurt me or our parents. He was dealing with his own demons, and he didn't know how to channel some of the energy in a positive way. He isn't out to get me. He is just on a journey that I don't understand. I need to remember that he is doing really well in recovery, and that though it will take time, things will work out."
Amen. Amen. That's huge. And I know that you were saying one of the things you didn't like too is the way he treated your dad and I. That was really hard to deal with, and it was hard to deal with as the mom, it was hard to deal with as the dad, and you did not like it.
No, it was so hard.
Yeah. But we've come a long way. There is change, there is recovery, and that being said, there will be slip-ups. But like I was saying to Ben yesterday, it's going to be a year soon that he has not been in the hospital.
That's great.
Right? So we celebrate that, and he really is working hard. And was there another question? Okay, this might be a long one, maybe a short one, but in a few words or sentences, how has this experience with your brother changed your life?
Oh, man. I don't know.
You know what? I know what you were saying about, the mental health first aid course has really helped, and I'll answer the question for myself. It's changed me in that I've educated myself in something I never thought I would be educating myself in, which is mental health and addiction. And if I was to draw all the positives out of it, that would be number one, because I feel that I have more empathy for others that are going through it. And I believe that we are making a difference in talking about it. Hence these videos. We started these videos. I never thought I'd be doing this. And like Lindsay's journaling, this is like my journaling, sharing my story. And I'm feeling a little bit emotional right now.
That's okay.
But it's because I'm very passionate. So this has changed me, and I'm going to cry in a very positive way, because I feel that I can help others, and I can empathize with others. And like Lindsay said in the last video, the mental health first aid course is one of the best courses. If there is any course that I think would benefit everybody in this world, it would be the mental health first aid course. It is literally 2 days out of your life, and it would be a lifetime of change.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think on that note, look into mental health first aid. Thank you, Lindsay, for being a guest.
You're
I think
welcome.
this is wonderful. I love you tons. Sorry, I couldn't help it. And thank you all for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment. We'd love to hear from you. Keep the spirit to live. And remember, where there is breath, there is hope. And you are not alone. You are not alone. Have a fantastic week. Thanks for watching. Take care, everybody. Bye.